All right, welcome back everybody to the Talon Cup 2019. We've got a bang in store for you now, the bronze medal match. Two teams that unfortunately cannot punch their ticket into the finals, but they do still have something to play for. My name is Sun Phoenix and I'm joined this time by Cloudburst. Welcome.
Hey there, son. I'm glad to be here for some Talon Cup action.
Your Paragon, as per usual, on the production. So, two teams here, Cloudburst. You know anything about these beautiful teams here? A few players you should be familiar with.
Yeah, quite familiar with quite a few players here. I mean, Bandit was previously one of my own for Omnius over on the side of Mango Juice. He's paired up with players such as Ahish10 and Note, as well as Zavania, which we know quite well in the scene, hovering around the upper echelons of First Division and things like that. So it's nice to see quite a wide array of players, of course, as the Talent Cup goes with the SR and such. On Team Poggi Woggi, of course, I mean, Sully is a relatively new name to the scene compared to others, but he's come in quite explosively. I'm not too sure as to how well he's been doing in the Talent Cup currently, but I'm excited to see what he brings to the table here in the front lines alongside Shadows. And I mean, Seraphim's been in the scene pretty much since its conception over on Team Poggi Woggi as well, so at least they have a good leading voice there so that they can keep everything together. I think it's going to be a pretty banger third place match here.
Yeah, it should be good. Just to remind you guys the journey of these teams before we jump in here. Team Poggi Woggi topped up their group 2, and in fact, the other team whose name is now eluded me, Team Mango Juice, they in fact finished second in that group. So this is a group 2 rematch here. Poggi Woggi came out on top of the last one, as you'd expect, undefeated coming out of the group phase. But both teams did drop to Group 1 in their respective semifinals. So, fighting for the pride of Group 2 here.
And I mean, it's quite a bit of pride you got to put behind you there, not just the third place, maybe a bit of jitters. Moving over to Nepal Sanctum, we do see composition-wise quite standard coming in. I do like what was the Mango's having the Orisa over here for Team Poggi Woggi. But some take it away.
Both teams running the ball here. Sally versus Bandit. As we saw before, Slick taking a bit of a dive there on the monkey. No jetpack to get it back up to the high ground here. So far, so good for Team Poggi Woggi here, but not able to take control things just yet. Note now, getting the return kill. He finds Shadows on the Lucio, but Seraphim gonna return that with a Lucio kill in time. This Jones going down there. Now Note really hitting his stride here. He takes down I Love Mango. Numbers starting to fade here. 14 Poggi Woggi. Jeremy doing his best to bring things back to even and doing quite a good job here. Sally staying on point here, controlling things as the rest of his team comes through. JRB still alive on point, and looks like between Sully, JRB, and Shadows, they're going to be able to restabilize here. Not over just yet, or maybe it is with that kill on Slick's Winston here. Team Poggi Woggi, they haven't capped this point. I don't think they've realized that just yet. Could that be a turning point now? Not getting control of this note. Coming back in here, or not quite getting the cooldowns off like he wanted to. It does end up going down to Shadows there. Sully feeding in the front line though.
Yeah, that was quite interesting. I mean, we did see on the side of Mango Juice.
Oh my god, these teams are going non-stop. Oh, Bandit, you poor boy, taking the dive there. Shadow Z helping him. Assisted suicide, if I've ever seen it. Monkey here on the right side. Reaper coming in. He does have his ulti here. He's gonna pop it here. JRB, here it comes. He finds Slick. Gets hacked immediately here. But he's taken down by Note. Can Team Poggi Woggi stabilize so far? It's pretty good for them. Oh, who's that coming in? Bandit, you madman, but again, just this time, saved himself. Shadow Z, almost a repeat of the initiation the first time round. Oh, hacked out Shadow Z. Is he going to be able to keep himself alive here? I should say to his team, it's just not left for Team Poggi Woggi. Mango Juice, firmly in control of proceedings by now.
Hello.
Yeah, coming in with the hacks from Shadow Script, he was able to shut down Miss Jones on the Lucio and close that one out. The ultimates coming in was an absolute foray from... Of course, we do see Mango Juice coming out on top. I like the positioning for Note for this next fight coming in, as well as Bandit. Get behind everybody. A huge hack.
EMP, Shadow Script, popping that one down, and it looks like Mango Juice is going to take pretty good advantage of it here. Poggi Woggi routed, and I think they're going to have to retreat here and look for a next initiation.
Yeah, so I mean, on the clock here, has flipped over to the side of Mango Juice, moving upwards to 40%. We might even see 50, depending on how long it takes for Team Poggi Woggi to come back. And looking at ultimates, I mean, they're going to have the supercharger, they're going to be having the dragon, and the beach is going to kick off this fight.
Yeah, initiation with the beat there from Shadows. Not sure how I feel about that. Might have been a bit premature. Shadow Script ends up finding Not in the backline here. This Sombra working pretty well so far. Not a hero we used to see, unless it's in Not's hands. So getting a taste of his own medicine here. But Team Poggi Woggi in control of the Sally, Shadow Z working together to get 2 kills there. And it looks like we might be seeing Team Poggi Woggi take this one forward. Mango is still in control of the point though. Although here we go. JRV on the point, recognizing what the objective is here, the win condition. Unfortunately, the fade from Zavania won't save him. But Sally coming in with the primal rage, making 100% sure they're gonna clean this one up. Now a few late ingresses here. Shadow Script and Bandit going down towards the end.
Yeah, maybe if teams reset a little bit faster, it could be a bit better for the side of Mango Juice. But I mean, 75% up against what's going to be 60% now is not that bad. They just have to find a way in, and JRV does have Death Blossom ready. As Sully opting to go for the high ground here, whilst his backline's being dived on.
Yeah, they are being dived on. Good communication and cohesion between the two Mango Juice tanks here. Bandit finding the kill on Seraphim. That's a lot of healing down. He follows it up with a kill on Mango. Oh, Shadow Z, my man. This Jones punished there, and Slick finds the kill on JRV, and Note gonna be cleaning up the last dregs of Team Poggi Woggi here. Quick flip back as far as Mango Juice are concerned.
Oh, that's absolutely awful for Miss Jones there. That must feel terrible, but I have to give it to Shadows. He just played that so well, and looking at Shadow Script, the other Shadow in this match, coming in with the EMP, right?
Very aggressive EMPs. Team were a little bit far back to take advantage, but seems like they managed to get themselves in the mix there. Okay, EMP, fight winner, perfect time to get it up just before time ticks away, but there is a primal rage on point now. Sally trying to buy himself some team, trying to buy his team some space rather, but the hack gonna make him a lot more neutered here. It's just Shadow Z, Shadows gets on point. There's a Moira coming in. Seraphim not able to touch the point here. I don't know why everything's a tongue twister all of a sudden, but anyways, oh, unfortunate there. Isle of Mangoes dropped down there. You'd have to think he could have made a difference, and a good stop there. Another hack from Shadow Script making the difference.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at what we saw from the teams there, I think Team Poggi Woggi had a very good start, but they just seemed a bit shaken. Mango Juice came in with a lot of velocity with their composition that they started off with the Winston Ball, being able to go in with that, and then when they swapped over to the Doomfist and the Sombra, they made sure that Team Poggi Woggi, was not really able to set up properly. There was just too much momentum at every point there in those fights. They did lose a few fights, but coming out really out on top there. So moving over to Shrine now, you do see Sully and I Love Mangoes of Team Poggi Woggi. Okay, actually going for Ryan Zarya. Yeah, especially right then. So we're going to see a very brawly composition coming from them. We do have the speed boost as well to push the Mei and the Reaper forward. The walls are going to be extremely important here as Slick and Note jump right into the front line.
Yeah, taken down though. Bandit punished for his aggression there. Note on this Doomfist, gonna be looking to make something happen. He finds JRV on the periphery of the fighter, looking for more. Is Note now. Reinhardt swinging away here. Sally trying to make something happen. We've seen him as Reinhardt perform extremely well throughout this tournament. Good shadows, especially. He's far away from that, and he's lacking support now though. I Love Mango, sorry. He's managed to pick up Shadows, but then Team Poggi Woggi have they take control of the situation. Slick does go down. They're hemorrhaging kills here. Shadows, Sally finds the Shadow, finds the kills, secures the team fight here for Team Poggi Woggi.
I think what attributes to that fight were the early picks coming in, and then after that was just target acquisition. You could definitely see that the side of Team Poggi Woggi were able to properly focus on targets a little bit better than what we saw from Mango Juice. But coming in with Mango Juice, Shadow Script in the back with the Sombra wanted to get a huge hack. Not as big as he wanted it, I'm sure.
Oh, with a faulty initiation there. Slick taken down by not punished by that Mei in the close range. The Super Strike coming in here, but he doesn't find anything, but he does do a lot of damage. Seraphim getting low, taken down. Shadow's ulti just not in time to keep up his fellow support here, but now Sully a little bit in control here. Good HP, JRB pops a Death Blossom. That brings him back up to full HP. Not has the Mei ulti as well. We could see something happen here. Oh, EMP comes in though, right on top of the Zarya ulti. Can they capitalize? No, they can't. A late sound barrier here. Gonna be securing things for Team Mango Juices. Miss Jones keeps her team alive here. Good initiation, but it's not over just yet. Seraphim making a nuisance of himself on the point, but taken down eventually by Team Mango Juice.
Yeah, those last 2 to 3 stragglers managing to get about another 5 to 7% up on the meter there. I think that was definitely well worth it. But geez, just throughout that fight, the amount of ultimates that were being used on each initiation from either side was absolutely ridiculous. Sully and the Isle of Mango is not switching over to the Sigma or Risa, but right away, Bandit's gonna power drive on them.
Yeah, he is, but the males are going on point. They're doing a pretty good job of zoning them away. Though they haven't got what it takes to follow up just yet. Slick getting low, taking him down. Not quite yet, actually. Bandit managing to find the kills there. Isle of Mango somehow getting himself probably a Hyper Spear too close at range. Jeremy gonna hop off the map and Poggi Woggi just gonna reset here.
So I do like the choice of the reset though, and I think they did do it quite well. They were actually seeing if they can get another pick here, and they were very close to getting the pick over on Slick.
Yeah.
But a little bit too slippery, hey? There's too much distance there.
Yeah. Let's see here. Poggi Woggi coming in, no ultimates to speak of it, other than the Coalescence. Oh, Seraphim getting punched in there, needs to be careful now. Pops the Coalescence to keep himself alive as Jeremy punishes Note there for his over-aggression. He finds the kill on Bandit as well. Jeremy making the plays here, the Coalescence from Seraphim helping to clean up Slick there on the front line now. Poggi Woggi finally restabilizing here as the point reaches 68%.
So that's really nice. I mean, they do still have Beat and Death Blossom ready to go for the next fight. I am worried seeing that Mango Juice has 4, maybe 5 ultimates coming into the next fight, and it's going to be an initiation with EMP. But if they're able to maybe find Shadow Script early, I do think they can
Oh my
top. As Note initiating extremely
so
early.
far ahead of his team there, yeah. Got something out of that one, and now the EMP Meteor Strike combo. A lot of ultis put down here, almost all they had. 14 Mango Juice, but it's enough. Seraphim, once again, the last straggler on the point, but Mango Juice gonna flip that one right back.
Hello.
I can safely say I did not expect such a brazen strategy to work out the way it did there. Note coming in and getting an early pick onto the main tank, and there's no mercy on the team for Rez, so I mean, that was pretty much the fight won with that single punch.
I don't know how he did that much damage to just delete an Orisa like that. Doomfist, man, what a hero. Well, no need to worry about him this particular team fight. Sound barrier to follow up here. Getting aggressive is Poggi Woggi. The Death Blossom doesn't find anything, but it does put the damage of the Slick here. A very late sound barrier from Miss Jones here. Not going to be enough to keep her team in the fight. Although that said, they haven't flipped the point yet, have Poggi Woggi still in Mango Juice's favor. Overtime for them. Mango Juice have just barely enough time here to reset as JRB picks up a triple in the middle of that team fight.
Yeah, something I would have liked to see from Mango Juice there was it's overtime. They're at 99%. Just reset so you can get back in. Now they're bleeding time a bit here. I mean, look at how far away the Doomfist and Miss Jones on Lucio is. And
oh, the Flux on the front line here doesn't seem to find. Oh, here it is. Pops
okay, there we go.
On Slick with the Coalescence assistance from Seraphim here. So far, so good for Team Poggi Woggi, but Note could be the great equalizer here on that Doomfist. If he can find anything else here, he's looking for a target. He can't seem to find one. He has to go back for HP, and I think it's too little too late here. He comes back in, gets the punch into Seraphim, but it's not nearly enough, as she still had that fade. Here comes the Meteor Strike. Okay, he finds one. Can he find any more? Shadow Script.
Oh no.
For another kill here. People are starting to come back here for Mango Juice, but that Death Blossom looks like it might be enough to secure it, and yes it is, equalizing it here for Team Poggi Woggi.
I do think that the switch over to the Orisa Sigma did work out for them quite well for Team Poggi Woggi, and I think that was probably one of the biggest reasons why they won that, aside from really good picks and having not freeze the correct targets in that last fight. I'm interested to see what they bring out in Village though, because we did see them start with the Ryan Zarya, and we do see them on it now, but with them starting on that, Village I think can work quite well because of the where the point is situated on the map. You can draw on the point. I think that's exactly what they want to do. We see a mirrored composition as well over on the side of Mango Juice. So this is going to be... Oh, wait, no. They're opting to go with the Orisa instead of the Zarya. So that means they're going to have a lot more shield pressure, probably more space control. But once they're in the fray, I do think I Love Mangoes is going to get a bit more value.
We'll have to see here. Maywall, interesting Maywall here, cutting off some of the team. Maywall in return, but not happy with it is Note there. Immediately puts it back down. Sally swinging away. He needs to be careful of Note's May here on the front line. That wall may be a bit out of position there. Wow, Shadow Z got it in the front there. Sally with a charge and he finds Shadow Script. That's a pretty good pick if you could choose one. And now a big Shadow Bandit charges his ulti so much quicker than Sally does here. And I think that is the difference that Darissa made.
Yeah, that was extremely impressive from Bandit, being able to get that ult so quickly. And yeah, I mean, there's not really much more to say other than the fact that Bandit's Shadow just turned the tide of the battle completely. Of course, going into the next fight though, Seraphim does have Coalescence ready to go, but so does Sylvania. So we'll have to see who pops it first. I think the one who saves it a little bit later is probably going to have their team win the fight, unless there's early picks.
Potentially a nice wall there, allowing them to get in there from not. There's a Reaper in the backline. You need to be careful, but Bandit does get the better of the main tank trade once again. Seems to be getting the better of Sully on this particular round so far, and now he's getting aggressive. He doesn't find anybody. Now he's out of position. Are they going to punish him, or are they going to take down Isle of Mangoes? No. Shadow's the one dropping, and yes, eventually Isle of Mangoes goes down here. Seraphim trying to help his team here. It's JRV, last one alive here. He's playing it safe and pulling back as Seraphim jumps off the map to reset.
Yeah, that was... I feel like on the side of Team Poggi Woggi, they tried to do everything right, and there really wasn't that much that they did wrong. It was more the fact that Mango Juice just did a bit more right. Like, they did the right thing better. So we'll have to see. I think maybe this is the difference that the Orisa is making, but having JRV on the high ground here going into the backline might change things.
In the opposite background as well here. Looks like Note gonna commit the May ulti. A nice ult brings him back into the danger zone, and a good ulti from Shadow Script here. Somehow not doing the damages yet, but they're in close, but not with the biggest May ulti you've ever seen. Managing to secure his team this team fight win. They've already capped the point. Now this is all their time. And it looks like they win it out here at 77% for Mango Juice.
Yeah, that was extremely good. But I feel bad for Seraphim here with the late Coalescence. But overall, that was an absolutely mind-bogglingly good May ultimate there with the Blizzard from Not. Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah, it was. Let's see some kind of a repeat performance here, at least where it comes to the fight result. Moving aggressively here, Sally having to play on the back foot here again. Once again, Shadow Z got picked off there, and I believe he popped the sound barrier just before he went down. That's a huge team fight win for Mango Juice. Bandit take JRV down. It's just Isle of Mangoes here, last left of his team, and Mango Juice gonna flip it back.
That's a really good flip. I mean, being on 80% now, no else in the bag for them for their next fight, but only 45% for the side of Team Poggi Woggi. They have a very good advantage here. They can lose one more fight here, but there's no losing a fight here for Team Poggi Woggi. But Reaper in the backline.
Oh no! Shadow Note with such an intelligent play there. JRV in the backline though does recoup some of the losses there with a good death crossing kill onto Note, and it looks like Team Poggi Woggi going to be making some inroads here to Mango Juice's lead. Finally getting some kills here, getting the return points. It's just Shadow Script left here as he's going to just build some of that way towards the Death Blossom, but finally Team Poggi Woggi going to flip it back.
This is just extremely tight, and it's exactly what I was saying just a moment ago with them having another fight in their hands. But every single fight, the other team is winning. I don't think there's been any back-to-back fight wins for quite a while. So this is going to be quite a slugfest. Maybe there's actually 2 fights left, but I love Mango's grab could decide things.
Yeah, 100%. Eyes on the Zari here, pops it nice and early, catches everybody, aggressive play to follow up, but a defensive there, I believe. Very intelligent play from Note.
Over the charge!
Off the charge onto Note, gets him down, but Shadow Script in the background with that Death Blossom. He finds 2, Madden finds 3, Shadow Sully taking matters into his own hand, killing his opposite number, and cleaning up the team fight with the help of his supports here. Good charge onto Slick here. Could be the difference that was needed.
Okay, so Sully was very upset with Bandit taking the limelight in the first round here. over on Village, but he's brought it back. I mean, back-to-back charges landing, but another fight starting off with the Blizzard on point.
Not over yet. Note finding that kill on JRB, but the kill on Sylvania in the May ulti, in the Blizzard, could be the difference maker here. Note still alive, still making a nuisance of himself. Bandit with a big shatter. He catches I Love Mangoes, and they do get the benefit of the sound barrier. Miss Jones making her money here. A nice shatter onto Bandit. The charge goes onto Bandit, sorry, but Sully taken down in the meanwhile, and it looks like Mango Juice gonna be securing the team fight win here. JRB gonna have to make some real big ball plays here if he's gonna hold this one for his team. He's getting on top of Slick, wants to take him down. He does have the sound barrier, or rather very close to the death boss, but he doesn't manage to get it. Can they get in? Yes, they can. Sully getting in with the touch. Last second on the ball, but it's not enough as Team Mango take game one. Mango Juice.
Yeah. Back-to-back ultimates, you could see both sides really slugging it out. I mean, in that fight, we saw both Moiras and both Reapers falling at the start of the fight. So there was none of that large healing, so to speak, with the Moiras. And then we also didn't have that close-range damage or any fear of Death Blossom. And that's why Bandit and Sully could just go to town. But Sully in the later half of Village, really showing up on Bandit. So, well-deserved win there.
Yeah, 100%. Team Mango Juice securing that win on Nepal. Just to see what map we get next. I wish actually I tracked the stats of which teams were stronger on which map types, but don't have quite the capacity to do that and cast at the same time, fortunately. But yeah, I agree. Do you think this is then coming down to just a battle of the main tanks? Whichever main tank comes out on top will win the rounds.
At this point, I think it's a very, very big decider. But at the same time, I do see that the supports are dying quite early in the fights, and I have to give that to the DPS players that are finding the picks early. I mean, we saw both the Reapers always making sure, or in the case of Sanctum, the Sombra, just making sure that they're on top of those supports all the time, which is meaning that the main tanks are kind of left on their own, which is why we're seeing such a slugfest with the tank line.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think it's actually an overall team thing. I just think that we see it mostly in the tanks. But I think maybe if the supports play a little bit safer on both teams, maybe try find ways to stay a bit closer to the main tank so they don't get flanked out, something like that. Maybe we'll see a team coming out on top a bit more decidedly. But for now, I'm absolutely loving this back and forth, so I don't want that to happen.
Yeah, that's true. I think Shadows especially got caught out quite a few times there. Once even with his, as he popped his sound barrier, so that was very unfortunate and ended up being a turning point in that match. But heading into Dorado up next, you haven't seen much here, Cloud, but what do you think of these two teams? Which team do you think is more favored on this map?
So to my understanding, just based off the players, I mean, we know Bandit as being someone who really enjoys playing ball, and I do see that ball can work on Dorado. But then if you look at Sully, who I've seen prefers the more static tanks, when it comes to a payload, I think that Sully has the advantage here. And I mean, I've seen some pretty nutty plays coming in from Not. But then I can say the same for Note. So it's actually really difficult to get it. But I'm hoping for maybe a Far Mercy coming to the table. I'm not too sure about Miss Jones and Shadow's hero pool. I know that Seraphim and Zavania can definitely pull off a Mercy, so maybe we'll see some Far Mercy coming in. But I mean, I'm pretty sure I've seen Not and Note both play Widowmaker before as well. So I think we'll see maybe a bit of a countering in the sky if a Far Mercy does come out. Yeah, I'm honestly not sure. Do you think we're going to see cheese, or are we going to see some Bastion strats?
At this point, I don't even know if you call it cheese. I think it's just a strategy now. We have seen a lot of Bastion on this map, on all our payload maps, in fact. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if we saw somebody running some of the Bastion. Not hasn't picked a hero just yet. Meanwhile, Shadow Script and Note, although they are an attack, so they could really pick anything, on the Hanzo and the Genji.
So, I mean, if we look at the defenders now, going for the standard Orisa Sigma, which I do like to see on defense, I think that's very good. But not taking the McCree, which is actually one of the characters I did not mention, but I had on the back of my mind. But maybe we'll see the McCree come out. It's very good to deal with flankers, which we've seen a lot from Shadow Script. He seems to really like the flanking role, especially with him now on the Genji that we see here. That's probably exactly what Nononos is ready for. JRV on the Mei, because Mei is just such a strong pick at the moment. I think being able to displace your opponents is extremely important, especially if maybe there's a chance they go with the Bastion strategy.
Yeah, 100%. Let's see how they do this pseudo dive composition. The Winston and the ball from Team Poggi, oh, Team Mango, sorry. Oh, Bandit coming in the back there. Nice work from Team Poggi Woggi, ready for any eventuality. Now going in his Slick and Shadow Strip. Missing up his dive a little bit there, but doesn't seem like it's going to make any difference as they just pull back on Team Poggi Woggi and get set up for the next initiation.
This is crazy. Like, there's Mango Juice has not had to do anything yet they've gotten so much distance on the payload.
Yes, they have, and now the fight is starting here. Initiated by Bandit's pile driver. He pulls back a little bit, dropping a little bit low. Actually, he's still half there. Oh, frozen down. As I say that, gets killed. There's a Genji in the backline of Poggi Woggi here, but Note is on the case, or rather not on that Mei. JRV actually this time. A double kill for the right click there of Seraphim, the little orb, doing tons of damage. It looks like nothing stabilized just yet. It's a 3v3 on the point, and Note hasn't been dealt with, and he's finding kills. Finally, I Love Mangoes manages to take him out, and he's trying to get more done here. Build towards that gravitic flux. He's the only one left on the point, although here comes Not but Not deciding better of it.
So both the main tanks there coming in when they need it the most in Bandit and Slick, and I mean they just hard pressed onto I Love Mangoes, which I guess is their team name of Mango Juice. That's what you get out of that one.
Well, I mean, hilariously, I Love Mangoes is actually not the one on Mango Juice.
That was the point. Bandit and Slick the Mango Juice of I Love Mangoes.
Oh my god. You're a level ahead of me. Oh, here comes Bandit again. The power driver with a perfect combination from Note's Hanzo there. They managed to find the kill onto Not. The DPS limited now for Team Poggi Woggi. Here comes Sully, or Slick rather, with that Primal Rage, trying to make something happen. Isolating Sully a little bit here with the follow-up from Shadow Strip. I have to say, the two S-named players on this team working really well together to secure these kills. Can they get any more? The Slick pounces on top of Shadow Z. Bandit gets JRB right in the mix there. It's just Seraphim left now, but the respawn started coming, but they've got a reset here for Team Poggi Woggi.
So the biggest thing I can point out here is just that the amount of space that Team Poggi Woggi is giving up. When you're playing your resources, you need to take the space, you need to push forward, but a Gravitic Flux, only finding
Gravitic Flux, just finding one, the tanky Slick there. They do end up finding him, so maybe it was worth it in the air, not managing to secure the kill on Slick. Looks like it was enough to stymie the push of Mango Juice.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that Mango Juice was stifled from that, but I mean, I guess a reset's better, and they're so far ahead right now. I mean, 3 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock, and they've already pushed almost to second point. They're in the last right angle push here. And I mean, this dive, I Love Mango so far back on the Sigma.
Bandit in the back line, sorry, I think he was trying to get a lot more out of that. Not with the defensive Mei ulti there. Bandit getting trapped here. Seraphim finds the follow-up. Both teams committing the sound barrier there. Bandit did pop his ulti on point as well, so committed quite a lot to not win as Note finds a cheap assassination there before throwing his life away.
So, from the ultimates we saw used there, I mean, Miss Jones used the beat, Shadows used the beat, JRV used the blizzard, but there was no ult usage from the DPS from Mango Juice. I think we're seeing that Mango Juice now having both DPS ultimates coming up as well as the Coalescence, because Seraphim's one is not quite ready yet. I can see this is where Mango Juice can go there.
Yes, as you say, going in here with the DPS ultis, a perfect execution. Then Note finds a triple. Shadow Strip picking up the scraps there with the Dragon Blade. Can they find the cleanups here? Of course they can. There was never any doubt. Now they push forward. It's just a question of if Poggi Woggi can get back at defender's point.
And I do like Note over on the Hanzo as well. If they can find the pick, oh my lord.
Shadow Z taken down, but he bought the time for I Love Mangoes and Sully to get in here. Seraphim on their back as well. The Bongo goes down, the Supercharger turning up his shields. His team's damage to 11, but it's Shadow Script dashing in, out like some sort of cybernetic ninja, taking all the kills for himself. And as I say that, Note says, I'll have some of that. And Team Mango Juice pushing through here to second point.
So, I mean, moving into final point now, over 3 minutes on the clock, not much further to go. They're able to take even more space now at the high ground. It enables the Hamtaros so much they can power drive, but we see a Hamtaro of their own with Sully.
Yeah, some ball v ball action here. Sully decides he's going to try and match Bandit on ball. So far, no initiation just yet. Sully finally finding that action. They move on to Bandit here, but that's not really what you want to initiate on. A nice boop down, puts the Reaper out of position. Not. Finds the initiation. Oh my god. Seraphim gets punched along the arc of that Death Blossom, and not finding the 4K to win his team that team fight.
Jeremy switching over to the Tracer so that he can be a bit more mobile here. I do like what I'm seeing from Team Poggi Woggi now, but once again, I cannot stress this enough. They need to start paying the payload. They need to paying the payload. Whoops. Playing the payload, please. They've just been giving up too much space, and okay, I do like their tanks are playing a little bit more forward now, but I'm worried about what Mango Juice can do because they have 3 ults and a blade ready to go in the backpack there. It's gonna be quite tough to deal with. Not.
Yeah. Very tough to deal with here. Shadows nowhere near sound barriers. Bandit moves forward toward initiation. He got pooped back a little bit out of position there. Not able to find anything. Slip for the follow-up. Okay, popping down the mines. That limits their movement a little bit. Not finding the first kill here rather unexpectedly. Oh, Team Mango Juice actually going to be able to use this ultimate advantage that they've accrued. Okay, 2 kills. Make that 3 as no pixel Seraphim. Not. Only person on the team so far able to get any kills going, and looks like Team Mango Juice is going to look for some aggressive movement here. Can they get out? Can they get the picks here? Shadows, not long for this world. The Sylvania sucks and dry. Sully gets his way in there again. Not the only one getting picks, and he finds no. Down point. Good pulse from JRB. Takes down Sylvania, who is devoid of that fade. Not able to keep himself up. The Shadow Script now needs to be careful. Isle of Mango's right on top of him. They've decided to pick the Winston to counter Shadow Script, and it looks like Isle of Mango's gonna have to go back to the drawing board, but they do have 5 ultis in the bag.
Yeah, so that was an interesting one. I really think that the minefield in front of the payload was really good. It divided the team. But then what we saw is similarly to what Poggi Woggi is doing when they're playing too far back and ignoring the payload. Mango Juice pushed for the kills and didn't push the payload. But now coming in with full ultimates, yeah, this is going to be rough.
Oh, Sully though finds that kill on Note before he can use his own pair of dragons. Sully finds the kill on Shadow Script. No DPS ultis. It's not gets the cleanup. I love Mangoes. Mango Juice need to use their ultis a lot more aggressively here. I think they're letting Sully get the drop on them, and now suddenly the war chests have equalized.
Yeah, under 30 seconds, and where did all the time go? Just kind of fooling around a little bit here. I do feel that this is a very big problem for Mango Juice now. 4 ultimates ready to go, but early pick onto JRB.
No, taking down JRB, but he's getting low in HP or half HP. Sylvania in the mix there to bring him back to full HP. And now the Dragons finally coming through. Sound barrier to counter those, but that just means Shadow Script is going to get value out of his ulti, but no. He's the one finding value. He's the one that's been turning these fights for Team Poggi Woggi. Bandit though, with the mines, able to make the space needed. That's a stick on Sylvania. Once again, JRV tunnel visioning on the main support of Team Juice. Mango Juice, Seraphim finds that kill on Shadow Script. The Coalescence to follow up, but it looks like Team Poggi Woggi firmly in control of this one now. They do need to kill Mango Juice. Sorry, Slick, that is on the point. Bandit, what am I saying? I don't even know what's going on. There's a Lucio on point now. Miss Jones, can she buy a team the space? There's somebody else waiting in the wings there. It's Note on the Tracer, but he doesn't get to point in time, and Team Poggi Woggi gonna hold them before point 3.
Yeah, that was... I'm actually not sure how Team Poggi Woggi pulled that off. Away from that fight, I mean leading up to it, just the amount of fights that it took for Mango Juice to actually initiate a fight that didn't have one of their players picked off too early or ults misused, and as you said, they need to use the ults more aggressively. It just feels like Mango Juice was holding back, waiting for better times, but there's a clock here, guys. You need to act a bit quicker.
Yeah, 100%. So, finally, Team Poggi Woggi managed to stabilize, because it looked like things were getting out of control for them. Mango Juice really playing on the front foot. They're getting super aggressive with their composition, but not able to close it out like you said. So, do you think either team changes anything up here, or do we see more of the same?
I think we'll see more of the same. It really depends what defense that Mango Juice actually wants to push for. But like we're seeing here, like I cannot see Note playing anything but the Hanzo right now. I just think it's too important on this escort map to have that. The dragons to keep people off the point. The storm arrows to break barriers when they're there, and then get some cheeky headshots in between that as well. And then of course the support lineup. The only time I'll see anything else here is if we want an Ana for the Nano on specific characters, like maybe a Nano Blade or a Beyblade composition, but we're not going to see that. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't expect anything different here. But the double shield with the Reinhardt Arisa I find very interesting.
It's been a fairly common comp we've been seeing today. Usually it would be the Arisa Sigma, but some teams favoring this Reinhardt Bandit especially. They want to get in here. Sully in the backline there gets quite a bit of damage in, but nothing secured. Otherwise, coming back through here, pushing them all into the mix. Can they take advantage of this on Team Poggi Woggi? Looks like the damage is going through. Sully swinging like a pendulum through, but there that is Note that finds the first kill on the opposite Hanzo. JRB though equalizes things by killing Team Mango's main tank. Oh, the Lucio getting super low here as the Reapers try and trade it out, but it's like Note getting low. Sully managing to find a couple of kills on the backline here, and finally Team Poggi Woggi manages to get an advantage here as Reaper, JRB cleaning things up here. Last kill on the Lucio, and good work from Team Poggi Woggi.
Yeah, I like what we saw there with I think it was Sully. Yes, Sully going into the backline, pushing everyone in. I just think that was just such a stellar play. Being able to displace everyone, especially when you have a Reaper on your team in JRV, the amount of value they got from that was absolutely insane, and it set the pace for the rest of the fight. And they ran off that momentum to get the point. I mean, winning just the entire distance of the first point off of one fight is that's something that you always want. I mean, they are actually doing better than what we saw from Mango Juice.
100% appreciation coming in here. Both coalescences coming out from the respective supports here. Sully in the background. JRB with the Death Blossom coming in here. Can you find anything? Nothing just yet. It's up to Seraphim to find the last hit on Slick there, but I think the damage from that Death Blossom enough to secure Team Poggi Woggi a whole lot of kills here. JRB getting aggressive here on the ball in the backline, but I don't think he's going to find that one. Sully needs to pull back for healing here. Oh, he's under pressure from Note, I think that is, or who is that?
My work is not done.
Sully was actually fighting Bandit there.
Bandit.
But managing to get out was, it's really like no problem for them right now. And I mean, Ultimate's coming up. They do have the Dragons. They have the Supercharger. They're gonna have the Beat very soon as well. And then when that's all done, they also have Minefield.
Oh, Minefield! Space there, popping their Minefield, covering the whole of the point here. But it's Shadowscript and Bandit looking up, but it has been equalized here by the DPS of Team Poggi Woggi. JRB especially finding the kills on that Reaper. Not under pressure here from the Monkey, not able to get anything just yet as the Mercy dies to Seraphim in the background here. Seraphim finding another kill, the Bloodthirsty supports stepping up and securing the second point, or almost, for Team Poggi Woggi.
I feel like once again we're seeing Mango Juice apply a lot of pressure. They're trying to get some momentum going, but they're getting kind of brick walled here.
Note coming in with the Meteor Strike here. Luke to follow up. He's so low. Not. Takes him down here. JRB trying to make something happen on this Reaper. Not able to find anything. Actually finds Sylvania there on the low ground. Paul now taking a lot of damage. He's moving in towards his ulti here. Is JRB. They're losing players all around. Does he pop the Death Blossom? Does he commit it here? A nice res. He's going to bring things up towards their favor. Yes, he does. Right in between the shield. It's just not enough to take down Bandit, who swings away on a sliver of HP. But he might be able to get something else out of this here. Maybe take down the Mora. He does do just that. Can he get Note now on the Doomfist? Note going to trade out Foreshadow Z in control. Large and in charge. This Doomfist needs to be dealt with. Able to use the map to his advantage. Sully now though back in on the ball as JRB is cleaning up off screen here. Can you find anything else? JRB cleaning up on the Reaper, making the difference for Team Poggi Woggi.
So on the side of Mango Juice, I really like the farm mercy we saw, but it was just too little too late. They weren't able to use the space correctly there, and not proving to be quite the aficionado when it comes to the Hanzo here, save for the dragon into bank earlier. That wasn't really the best. but it's definitely working for him now, and he's picking the bay. But Sully, out of position, but still alive.
Still alive, kept up by supports there. JRB though on the front line here trying to pump into the shield of the Reinhardt. Not able to find anything just yet though, in the Coalescence out from Zavania here. Not using that dragon now, coming through. Sound barrier committed here from Shadows. And not finds Zavania in the front. Sorry, Bandit that is on the Reinhardt. Can he find anything more? This Reaper getting very low. Not putting in the work here with the Storm Arrows. Finding just yet. JRB once again stepping up, and the person to keep your eye on in its future is JRB, and it's really close to the end here for Team Poggi Woggi. Mango Juice falling apart at the seams here. It's just Bandit left on the point, and he's not long for this world as he gets bulldozed by Sully's ball here. JRB popping the death blossom to secure things, and Team Mango taken down here by Poggi Woggi.
I absolutely love what we saw there. JRV standing there just watching the teleport coming in from his opposing Reaper. And he just stares him in the eyes and presses Q. He's like, I'm gonna death blossom you right now and end all of this.
Yeah, really nice follow up there. JRV actually got so many kills in the middle of that, like in the middle of team fights when nobody was focusing him. He was just with that freedom, taking such good advantage of it.
Another thing I have to point out here is that the coalescence usage between Zavania and Seraphim was actually quite a big decider in a lot of fights. And one of the bigger things that I see with it as well is that a lot of the time the fights where coalescence was used was just a fight that was in a better position for the team. Zavania was often using it when needed, but Seraphim was holding it back a lot of the time as well. I saw a few times it wasn't charged, and they were like, okay, cool, we're just not going to initiate hard. If we get picks, we'll go in, but if not, like, it's fine. We don't need to win this fight right now.
Yeah.
So there's some good calling over there on Poggi Woggi.
Do you think it's because they were on the defensive there, and the aggressive player meant Seraphim had a bit more control over when he could use that coalescence?
Definitely. I do think that's a factor to take into account there, but at the end of the day, when they were over on attack as well, I think that that was still being seen as well.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. So we're heading into Temple of Anubis here, Cloudburst. Yesterday, we saw a lot of teams favoring the Junkrat on this map. Do you think we see more of that?
I hope not, but
you don't like Junkrat?
Not at all.
I mean, okay, you don't like playing against Junkrat. You don't like watching Junkrat?
I don't like watching Junkrat.
Oh, wow.
I'll be honest. I don't think it's the most riveting experience, but I do see where his usage is extremely powerful. And if a team does have a Junkrat specialist, which I know we saw on Friday, I'm quite sure. We did have, I can't remember the name of the player.
Saturday, yeah.
Assassin JB, yeah. His Junkrat was insane. Like, that was actually an enjoyable Junkrat to watch, because I haven't seen someone play Junkrat like that in quite a while. But I mean, if a team is opting to go, if you're attacking and you're opting to go through the left room as an entrance onto the high ground or the elevated ground there, then Junkrat's very good, because you can spam into those corridors. You can make sure they can't get in. But if you're not opting for that entrance, I think that Junkrat's a bit of a lost cause. You're not actually going to get that much value from him in that situation. Although his shield break's insane, so that's something to go by. But I mean, what we see now from Team Poggi Woggi, that's what you're getting. You're getting the Junkrat and the Bastion. We have Resurrect with Shadows over on the Mercy, and Seraphim coming in with the Immortality Field from the Batiste. I actually quite like this composition now. This gives them a lot of different outs. They have a lot of power in different areas, especially with the Sigma there, because I do see Sigma being able to keep Bastion alive quite a lot, similar to how we used to see D.Va's Defense Matrix used.
Yeah.
I mean, Sigma has 2 abilities that can help instead of just 1. So this is going to be quite tough of an assault, especially because Bandit and Slick are going to be melted down so quickly, unless Shadowscript does something amazing over on the Sombra.
It's waiting to see Sombra. Favored by not Shadowscript. That's a pretty bad start, I'd say.
Yeah. All you have to do is watch the Sombra, and the casting curse sets in. Shadowscript falls first.
Yeah.
But I'm not too sure about Note on the Doomfist here. I mean, a lot of the composition is very static. He has to find a very good punch to make sure that this is going to work.
Oh, Bandit comes in. He messed up his initiation a little bit there. Didn't get the height he needed to get a good power drive off, and is punished for it. Slick as well, punished, and now they move towards point here to the team of Mango Juice, but not long for this world, any of those players, and the setup remains strong here for Team Poggi Woggi.
Yeah, it's... That was a bit of a scuffed start, and the ultimate charge that they just gave away to Team Poggi Woggi is it's an ominous...
Oh. He went for an aggressive hack there, Shadow Script, got punished by Team Poggi Woggi, and now they wait even longer.
It was an aggressive hack, but like the rest of the team, sure, they're ready to go, they're rearing, they want to do it, but I don't think that they actually have a team that can get there that quickly from this position.
No, but I think the idea was buy them the space to move through with the hack.
Yeah, with the distraction. Ooh, Mabel, I like this though.
Ooh, Mabel.
I like
blocking
this.
off there. Note on the Doomfist in the background. Gets trapped. Oh my god. The 6 there from not Junkrat there, keeping his team safe as well. Sully finds that kill. See if they can get in there. Seraphim finds the kill. They're capping point. They got a free tick there. You can't be happy with that. If you're Team Poggi Woggi, there's no reason to give that kill away, to give that tick away. You're gonna be pretty happy if you're Mango Juice here, Cloudburst.
Yeah, getting that single tick is instrumental to this because it is going to shorten the amount of time they have to do it. There's not going to be any chance of a recontest if you already have a bar. I highly doubt you'd be able to do it unless you go full mobility composition. But they wouldn't want to throw away their ults. I actually just don't think they need to use ults in this coming fight as well, if I'm talking about ults. Although the teleporter, we do see leapfrogging, but where are we going?
Here, but JRB finding the kills before they can even get set up. They can't afford to give any more ticks away. JRB, no. Finds the kill on Zavania. Now it's just a matter of cleanup. Hope they don't get the pick here. Okay, they got the kill on a couple of people there, so maybe they can try and get back in here with the spawn advantage, but not with the late death here on Shadow Script. Won't be able to get back in before the rest of Team Poggi Woggi.
Yeah.
Team Poggi Woggi, sorry, regroup with it.
A very instrumental stall, although unintentional.
Although it looks like they're gonna try and make it happen here, Bandit. Moving in so low is he, but Zavania keeping him up. This flux, he catches everybody. Is he gonna find anyone? Not yet. He is focusing on Lucio, trying to get him down. The Hypersphere's not quite enough. Sully though falls to his opposite number, or rather gets the kill on Slick. And it's looking pretty bad. Note making plays in the background here as Bandit swings on the front line. Note with the teleporter is ulti up with the left click, putting in the damage. Can you find the kills? The res from Shadows though seems to be instrumental. Could it be Shadows? Script? Oh, there's too many Shadows in this game. Taking down Isle of Mangoes, and it looks like we are going to see them take this as the last defense from Poggi Woggi falls apart.
So, finishing that at 22 seconds is a very tight squeeze, but they managed to do it. But I also feel that there was no reason for Team Poggi Woggi to actually lose that one. I like the similar strategy, but it shouldn't have happened.
Aggressive Blizzard movement here, Cloudburst from Team Mango Juice. This is what we want to see of them from them on Dorado. Not. In a bit of a dangerous position here with that tire. He gets taken down while channeling that ultimate, and Sterby deleted by Bandit. Bandit putting in work on this Reinhardt. We know him for his ball, but his Reinhardt's no slouch either. As he's showing us here, another Fire Strike deletion kill. As Sully makes his way onto point on the ball. The bongo is down. Sully taking decent damage here. The pin from Bandit, putting the team on his back. He's decided he ain't losing any more matches today. But the Shadow to follow up there. Note has his back. He's picking up the kills as well, but it's all Bandit all day here. And they pick up this kill on Isle of Mangoes. A good charge from Bandit. Somehow went straight through him there. Don't ask me what happened. He's still finding the damage here. Gotta get that kill on Isle of Mangoes. They do just that. Note picking up the last hit here. Sully again makes his way back in here. This is a pretty good contest here if you're a Team Poggi Woggi fan. They're buying so much time, so much space. The clock ticks away and they're still looking for that final tick on Mango Juice. Oh my god, Bandit again charging straight through people. I don't know what's going on. Don't look at me. Ask Jeff when you see him. Note though, he's picked up so many kills in this team fight as Isle of Mangoes charges his way through. Bandit, his opposite number. Note now finding the damage. Can he clean up? It's not enough just yet. The spawns are too strong. The stall is too good. Note getting kills all over the place, but they still haven't captured the point. What more can you do as a Doomfist? What more can you do as a carry? It seems like no matter what he's doing, the stall is insane. You can't find the kills. JRB taken down at last. Ball coming back in. He finds Sully. Who's left? It's just the Moira. Can they get it? Oh, just before Mangoes comes in, finally, they clean this team fight up.
That was quite interesting as a dynamic, because I think we were there for a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes in that fight, keep him coming back. And the whole thing was that if we saw, quite sure Team Mangoes was over on attack, if Team Mangoes did not succeed in that fight, it was going to be almost impossible for them to recontest as well as they did in that fight. I don't think we would have seen something come back because there was such a small amount of time left on the clock. So they really had to win that one. And then when I saw Bandit, he charged onto the lower ground. I was like, Bandit's out of position now. This is very bad, because if if Team Poggi Woggi gets back onto the point, they don't have Bandit there swinging his hammer and getting all the damage in. But it was actually instrumental to their success, because when he came back around the corner, the rest of Team Poggi Woggi respawned and went out on the right side and saw him there. And he actually walled them off for quite a while before they could contest on the point, and he walked onto it, which gave them those final ticks, as we saw I Love Mangoes try and charge back onto the point without being able to get there on time. So, making the best you can off of a mistake, very good from Mango Juice, but Team Poggi Woggi did extremely well there. And just whilst I'm talking, I'm gonna just pull out the big guns and say that the Junkrat was a terrible decision, as we did see over on the first point. Once he was on the high ground, he wasn't landing any of those grenades over onto his opponents because he wasn't. He's not accurate enough. And I don't mean by the player, I mean as Junkrat. You can't be precise. It makes it very difficult. Those traps worked very well, definitely stalled them. But when you needed a DPS player getting picks at the end, you weren't able to play with Junkrat.
Not here. Cloud out on the Widowmaker, looking for picks. It's going to be tough here against the double shield and the Sigma, putting the shield right in where Not might want to go here. Shadow Script. May. We'll be able to. Here comes Sully in on the backline, getting frozen up. Both DPS on his back straight away. Note committing all of his shots into there. I Love Mangoes though does follow up on the high ground. Can they find any damage? Barra waiting in the damage from above. Note trying to find that damage. Not being pretty ineffectual so far on this Widowmaker.
I feel like the Widowmaker Farm Mercy could work, but the Farm Mercy needed to be applying a lot more pressure onto the shield to take him out so that the Widow can get some power. I guess we have to test that over to Slick on the Sigma, making sure that they're not able to get that damage in.
Not though. Has switched onto the Symmetra here.
Okay, this is going to be exciting. I mean, this was their undoing, essentially, over when they were on attack. But, I mean, on defense, sorry. But, right away, this is fantastic from Mango Juice.
Very smart play. Going straight into point, they know what they want. Although maybe they've changed their mind here. Seeing where they rotated to, a nice hold from Sully. Takes everyone up in the sky. I Love Mangoes putting the damage in. Note, playing very aggressively. He pops a Deadeye. Shields are very low. He finds the Symmetra. That's a pretty big kill here. No more mercy on the side of Team Poggi Woggi, so they can't bring Not back here. I Love Mangoes pumping in the damage. Maybe they want to take that May down. Note on the backline, you're still putting the damage into the shield. Oh, he finds the hit onto Reaper, sorry, JRB. He's not able to get the kill though. Note, is JRB gonna make him regret this? How is Note still alive out of position like this?
I have no idea.
They need to communicate and punish him. But they're not doing that. Oh, he gets taken so low. Everybody so low. Note getting away with murder here, although kind of not literally, as he finds finally the kill of JRB as the Coalescence comes out. Doing a good job clearing those Symmetra mines, and now trying to keep a main tank alive. Not. Deciding he's had enough of this and he's just bailing on the back end of the team fight.
So something I spoke about on Dorado, that Seraphim being able to hold back in the Coalescences, wasn't able to do it in this fight now. Actually, essentially throwing it away there in the last moment. Sure, he kept a teammate alive and it was quite clutch in that regard. But now not having that in this fight coming up, I mean, having that alongside a beat would probably secure them the win into the next fight, given not obviously thinking about the competition on the other side there.
Oh my god, strong initiation. The Flux comboed with the bongo here, getting very low. Is Slick on the... He gets taken down. Isle of Mango's getting the better of that trade, and now he's on the point, but his team is falling apart without him there actually. He's so out of position now, he's still alive. Finally gets taken down here. It looks like JRV decided he's going to try the Widowmaker. I'm not really sure why he thinks he's going to get a better job here. Then, oh well, maybe I spoke too soon. He's doing lots of damage here. Needs to be careful. Does that? Oh, the coalescence. He's not able to get the kill. The extra movement speed on the Moira, I think, making it difficult. This Note finds the kill on Not. Now Seraphim getting the cleanup here on the front lines. Team Poggi Woggi finally establishing themselves on point, setting up some fortifications here as they finally switch the point.
So JRV switching over to the Widow there, I wasn't too sure about it. But then looking at the composition there and the positioning of both teams, he swapped over to the Widow at the respawn once they broke through the initial choke. And with that being opened up, then Widow has the sightlines. They don't have shield structure to not allow the Widow to get the shots. So I think it was more Not had to stay on the Symmetra compared to it being a decision that JRV will show him up. But Ongos is going to start the defense here for Mangojuice.
Oh, JRV finding the kill, you know, I flamed him a bit earlier, but like you say, a pretty intelligent decision. Note finds the kill on Isle of Mango's there with the Deadeye. Sally out of nowhere, is that a rock? That's all the way around the corner, putting the pressure on. He finds two in the back lane here. What is this here? It's like a Bastion except real fat and wolf shaped. Can he get any more? No. Taken down. It's an Orisa v Orisa. And he has so many more friends. That's Bandit as they look to clean up the last few kills. Your Seraphim does end up getting taken down.
Hello.
I think that was good, and also the fact that they got the pick on Seraphim was also pretty good, making sure that they have a bit of a delayed spawn here. Going to the next fight though, Seraphim has Coalescence. I actually hope he does not use it. I feel like they need to just go for a dry push, get some DPS ultimates here, because going up against a Grav, well, Gravitic Flux, the Beat, as well as the Blizzard, it's going to be extremely tough for them to break through.
Yeah, well, we're going to rotate here around the left side. Not has switched onto the Reaper now. They do have the beat on Shadow Zia. They choose to commit it. So far, nobody getting the better of it. Isle of Mango's finds the kill on Sylvania. It looks pretty good here. A good beat committed here to protect his ulti. His team from the May ulti manages to help them take it. They still haven't secured the point though, but it's looking pretty decent here for Team Poggi Woggi. Isle of Mango's though saw how well this ball can work on this point as Sylvania keeps his team alive with this coalescence. Can they find anything more? Gravitic Flux now gonna be trying to secure things here. Can he kill the main? Not quite. Yes, he does. Isle of Mango's finding that kill, but his team, are the numbers still good enough? It doesn't look like it. His HP so low. He gets taken down. Isle of Mango's Bandit here on the ball, making the difference. He finds 3 off the back of this, and it looks like it's just gonna be a cleanup from Mangojuice.
Yeah, I mean, in that fight, I honestly thought Team Poggi Woggi managed to actually pull a rabbit out of a hat and take it, but as I said, the ultimates, they just weren't on parity. JRV built up his pulse bomb really quickly, but he didn't get any value out of it. Sully does have the supercharge going to the next fight, but I really wish that we saw a dry push.
Yeah. Well, here comes Bandit in. He does pop the bombs down. Taking a lot of damage is Sully there. He does drop before he can pop the bongos. Now you gotta just reset. Bandit, that minefield, maybe a real minefield in real life. People dying all over the place. That's what has it. Note in the clean up here. Oh, the tactical crouches! No! He doesn't deserve it. Note, not on the best of terms here.
Oh my word. I mean, I can't see this going any other way than I love map.
Can they even touch? Okay, they do touch here, but unfortunately, Team Poggi Woggi falling apart here at the seams. Mangojuice in firm control here. No, even taking a few seconds just to throw the bongo. Okay, not. Something happened here on this Reaper. Can he get anything more done? They found 1 kill, but you've got to think with the respawn, it's going to be difficult. Oh my god. No, taking time out of his busy schedule to pop some squats on that bad boy. JRV comes in. Sylvania, once again the target. I think he just killed his first teammate there with the fade. Looks like stage here. JRB, this Tracer needs to be the difference maker, but it's gonna be he's hard pressed to find a lot of kills here as Miss Note picks off 2 off the back, and Mango Juice move up 2-1 in the series.
Yeah, Mango Juice. Whew. That was oh man, that was such a rough one for Team Poggi.
Lost for words, Cloud.
Yeah. In fact, that was just like macro decisions not being made correctly.
Yeah.
There were still decisions being made. I just think that in hindsight we get to see a bit of the bigger picture.
Oof.
But I have to give it
all
to
red
Mango Juice.
cards, man.
Yeah, all red cards. Like I have to give it to Mango Juice. They just played that extremely well. Team Poggi Woggi, even with the not really ideal macro play in the ult management, they were still able to do a lot of damage in the fights and get a lot of picks. But Mango Juice was able to thwart their picks a little bit more. And I think something to look at is first point. The different strategies that went and took place in first point. It was very shaky for Poggi Woggi when they were over on attack compared to what we saw from Mango Juice. Of course, they went down to the wire. I just think it was a bit more structured once they broke through that and they were able to kind of ride that momentum a bit into the second point, especially with kind of the way that the ultimates lined up between the two teams as to who had the advantage in ultimates at each time. And yeah, I think... I know I was talking about kind of how like the tanks, DPS, and the supports, there isn't really a weak link. It's almost quite even with both teams. I do feel like Miss Jones and Sylvania did play better than Shadows and Seraphim there as support lineups in that fight. And I think in that map that was quite the decider away from the DPS choices. I think, yeah, it's probably more macro play than anything else that decided things in Temple of Anubis.
Kings Row will be up next. You won't get a series if it makes it to map number 4. You're playing damn Kings Row. I hope you like it. So, I know I like it, Cloud. I'm sure you like it. And what do you expect to see on this map?
Widowmaker, Genji, none of that. Nothing I just said.
Widow's a possibility, and anybody could play Genji.
Yeah, it's a possibility, but I think what we will be seeing is probably some Ryan Zarya, maybe even some more Ryan Orisa. We're going to be seeing Reaper May in the DPS lineup. Supports, maybe we'll see something interesting, but there'll definitely be more Lucio from one of the teams, especially if there's a Ryan Zarya or a Ryan Orisa. So rather standard. I think the outliers that we could see coming out here is going to be something like Ball for tanks. For DPS, it's going to be potentially a Hanzo, and for tanks, again, if they want to go absolutely crazy, maybe a Winston, but I highly doubt that. And then supports, maybe we'll see a Batiste. So there's a few flex positions, but
I wouldn't be surprised to see the Winston. Both of these teams have been feeling good on the Ball Winston compositions, that kind of different dive, if you can call it that. And do you think we might see that here, or do you think we're looking down the barrel of a Ryan Zarya slugfest?
I'm actually not too sure here. I think we're probably going to see more of a Ryan Zarya clip.
Okay. I probably agree with you, and as I say that, if you look at the matches they are running.
The sight of one of my
I wonder if that's going to stick though. I think maybe they'll start with that, but then swap off.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. See if it works, otherwise swap if they cap first, swap as well.
Yeah, especially just because of the Brawly composition here, even more so because we have the Hanzo instead of the Mei. Of course, Mei's wall is extremely good when you have a more static composition, but if you have a dive, I think that the Hanzo damage is probably more important to burst down one of the tanks that dive in.
That's a good point. We're seeing the Pharah window on the side of
maybe they can make something work with that. That could be the key to what the team comp's going to be doing here, but Note has to find something. Nope.
He's just going to switch by the looks of things.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
Fair enough. Can't blame him for that. Maybe just waiting out the shadow scope. Coming around the Elder Width here. Just pumping some damage over the top as his teammate initiates. No. He's putting some space between himself and the enemy team. He finds a lot of damage onto JRB there. They do end up following up that kill, or onto Slick rather, but it's still looking pretty good here for Poggi Woggi. They've got that spawn, or rather for Mango Juice. They've got that spawn advantage. The charge going through there as the Pharaoh rains down the shots. He's trying to put some pressure onto Sally, but it's not working so far. Bandit dropping so low here. The pile driver coming through. This Jones having to put so much energy into keeping her alive, and that means her Pharaoh might be in a little bit of trouble here. You see JRB chasing down Bandit. He finds so many shots at him. Bandit dropping so low, but the adaptive shield making a big difference here for him. He finally built up the mines. He'll probably pop that right here on the point, but he's dropping so low. Shadow Script though, cleaning up the team fight, finding one, finding two. Can they find any more? Is it even necessary? Team Mango Juice on the point. Change it, make it work.
Yeah, it's. I can safely say that I did not expect for Team Mango Juice to bring that one out there, especially that early on in first point. I thought that if they wanted to stick with the composition, they would have to do it a few times. But note switching over to the Doom first, clearly the right choice here. And not now on defense, opting to go for the Ashen Scared. I mean, you want the damage, you want the headshot potential, just like what Widowmaker can do, but you also want some more AoE damage and
the poor boy. They do have Mercy. Note decide he's just gonna die there quickly. Don't mind me.
Don't mind me.
Thing. Miss Jones brings Shadow Script back to life like we thought she might, but with Note feeding his little brain out. Oh god, the Shadow. Oh no, JRB smart enough not to commit the Death Blossom here. He's just gonna clean up with the what's Reaper shotguns called? They have a name?
I don't know.
Hellfire shotguns. I remembered that. Paragon didn't tell me. I promise.
That was. I mean, Sully definitely ended the fight there, but I still don't think it was necessarily required for them to win the fight. It was more required so that they don't get picked off.
Oh no! Flying through the air, zigzagging all throughout the place, finds the kill onto Shadow Z. They're not quite sure how he managed that. Choosing to commit the meteor blast to keep himself alive. This damn hero! Oh my god! Imagine playing against this hero played to this level. He's just pew-pewing the poor boys down. Punch, a kick.
That was extremely impressive. A very high octane push.
He's got no respect as well.
Yeah, Mango Juice just coming with the high octane pain directly onto the payload, and once again I feel like we're seeing Poggi Woggi back off too soon. They were split up. Instead of going towards the payload, they were all backing off in different directions. They need a bit more Unition so that they can continue this. But talking about Unition, Bandit.
Oh my god. Shadow Script on the payload here. Oh, JRB picked up a 4K with the assistance from the sound barrier. Shadow Z contributing nothing there. Oh my, what a great
nothing.
Contributing nothing to that team by Bandit. Trying to mix it in here, but he's just going to have to make a run for it here. Going to commit his life.
That was a very late reset for Bandit. Like, I understand he wants to be with his team, but it's gonna. I mean, okay, he's bald. He can cover distance quite easily, so not as much of a problem. But if he was any other hero, that would have been awful.
Yeah, 100% to Sally. Covering Miss Jones a little bit. Choosing to commit pile drive. Can he get this kill?
Pile drive and adaptive shield. This is
dangerous,
yeah.
Sally. He comes on the back here. He's building towards those mines. He gets the mines. Oh no, we switched perspective. That's very confusing. Bandit now in the mix here with the mines. Can they get the damage down? I love Mangoes going down. The Reaper wants Bandit's babies here. JRB deciding he knows what his job is, but Note's like, no, sorry buddy, I'm busy. He's committing here with the rocket punch. He's got his ulti here. They're just gonna put Not in the corner there. I'm surprised Note didn't go for a couple of squats there, keep his glutes in check. Now on the point, let's try and get some kills here. Oh, it's just Sully left. He does get the kill on Sylvania, but now Note cleaning up with the help of his teammates. Can he get any more? The punch into the wall. Sully, the poor boy, getting moved all around the place. Here, just gonna buy some more time for his team. He finds the kill on Shadow Script, but it's not gonna be enough to score his team this team fight.
Yeah, that was a crazy fight. How did Mango Juice win that? It came back like just in time, and it was cool. Yeah. We know that you guys are down a bit. You guys don't have the ultimates ready to go. Let's just take advantage here. Note really taking a lot of their focus away from the rest of the fight, and once again, look how far his point is moved with no contact.
Sully! Sorry, he got cut off there as he went in, but he seems to have made his way out.
He's probably going to come in with a pile drive from the back and push them into the front. Of course, the maze switch over.
They need to be careful not to get put in the hole, yeah. Obviously, why not?
Oh my god, Slick!
Oh, pulled in the hole. No, not poor boy. Isle of Mangoes committing the primal rage. Doesn't get much out of it as a meteor strike comes through from Note. Gets a little bit of damage, but not nearly enough to get the kill. Although the follow-up is good as he takes him down through the healing. Oh no! What a read! Oh god, I don't think he could see him. He just guessed. Beautiful play from Note there.
So, I have to give it. We just saw an insane halt coming out from Slick, taking out 2 players. Just to the bottom there, and Sir from Pop and Coalescence not able to do much of the fight, but now here's another one.
Oh, Sally getting low, getting taken, not quite getting taken down. How is he still alive here? He's moving around. The healing is good from Seraphim, keeping him up, but he's getting low HP. Coming back to the point now. There's a die in the background. No! Slick with the yoink on JRV. Poor boy. Can he get anything else done? Sally back in the mixture. Might be able to stabilize. Bandit gets the kill with the Earth Shadow. Oh, the freeze! No, gets him, Sally! Oh my god! What a comedy of errors here is Bandit swinging wild on the point. Slick, not long for this world, although healing is good. Lots of damage coming in. Note though, in control. The meteor strike takes down Seraphim. Can they get any more? They haven't won this just yet. The respawns are good. Sally finds Bandit here on the front line. Not getting low. Although it looks like kills again. 14 Poggi Woggi coming through. Can they get in here? Oh no! Finally taken down. JRB's Tracer putting in the work here as Isle of Mangoes on the front line, just gonna clean up the Orisa.
Yeah, this was 100% a case where Mango Juice should have reset ages ago after losing a few players there in that fight. But with Isle of Mangoes, I mean, I think it's just a 2-man army right now. It's just Slick and Note. They're the two that are popping off right now. Slick is getting so many kills with health. Note's popping off as always.
Oh no, Sally on the front line. Not with the assassination on the.
I think it was worse that Shadow Script went down.
Yeah, it is worse. Oh, that's all huge pulse bomb.
Oh my word.
Shadows onto his opposite, onto the opposite Reinhardt. Can they get it in? Isle of Mango's playing so aggressive. Where's the spawn? Here it is. I found it, boys. Never mind. Oh, he gets turned down. With the punishment. Selfless strats there. Not working out for him on the point. Not does have that blizzard. Got to be
10 seconds.
About this team fight. 10 seconds. Clock counting down here.
Sneaky Bandit.
Bandit in the backline. They do spot him up the boot. Oh no, you poor boy! Shadow Z putting in work, some Fox level plays here as the May ulti goes down. The Blizzard gonna be stymieing the progress of Mango Juice. Not getting the kills. Miss Jones freezing it out here, but not actually dead, not taken down. Never mind, is punished as Isle of Mangoes now. Just gonna be cleaning up this point. Good defensive third point there on by Team Poggi Woggi.
I'm quite amazed the way that turned out for Poggi Woggi there. Yeah, that was that was very impressive. A very nice last switch over to Honor for Seraphim. I do think that having that increased utility helped them a lot in that fight. But we have to look at Shadows, just seeing Bandit coming out from underneath and taking him out before he's able to wreak havoc in the backline. I think Bandit was not ready for them holding so far back, which I've been criticizing this whole time these two teams have been playing, but paid off in dividends this time.
Yeah, when it works, it works. Sometimes it is the right thing to do, right?
And this time it was.
Yeah. So far, been a pretty interesting match, though. Do you think that Team Poggi Woggi has what it takes to push themselves that far, or is Mango Juice's defense going to be too strong here, bearing in mind that they are up 2-1 in this series?
This is a tough one because both these teams are so evenly matched. We're seeing stellar plays from both sides. It's so hard to make a call. But if anything, looking at the defense that we have lined up for Mango Juice, they're opting for the Orisa Sigma. It's a lot of shields. It's hard to get through.
Hey,
but Note on the McCree, I don't think is a very good pick right now. Especially if we're getting the composition that we are from the side of Team Poggi Woggi, more so because of the amount of shields. Note's going to struggle there. Not is going to be repositioning them with the teleporter, and Jovi's going to be able to shred down the shields. It's extremely important that Shadow Script does something.
To the head of the statue here. We've been seeing this all day. Alweer Bully, a team that's been executing this perfectly with Luke and Condi, and I guess they figured it out here. Oh, Sally popping down very early, but the Sigma Shield perfectly placed here to protect JRV, just mowing them down. Yeah, good work from
That was
going around that
impressive.
corner.
But wrapping around.
Oh, wrapping around, yeah.
Power.
Oh, taken down. JRB, a really intelligent play. Rez coming out immediately. Did she get it
the Rez
off?
didn't work.
No, she didn't. She didn't get it off. She was dropping too quickly there, and now they're on the back foot here. Not. Shadow, sorry, putting in the damage on. He's tracking down this Mercy. Gets her finally. As his team cleans up the rest of his team fight. Sully picking up a few kills, and remember they are on defense here. Are the red team, so they can't afford to be losing players here. As Shadow Script goes down. And it looks like there's going to be a stabilization on the point here for Team Poggi Woggi. Although that said, two supports on the point, some good directs here from JRB. But the cleanup is still not there. And the longer this takes, the more respawns will come in if they choose to commit. No, it's like yeah.
It's a bit rough, but I mean, the strategy was very well executed. I actually love the way that Sully jumped down early so that they can cement their placement there whilst the rest of the team is focusing on the Bastion and the Sigma Shield. He was able to create a little bit of a grounded assault for the rest of his team to push into. But what an unfortunate attempted a Mercy Res for Shadows.
Yeah.
And looks like they didn't need it. I do like the choice of not flying back up to the spirit of his fallen ally. Definitely the better choice, but a lot of ults being thrown into the mix.
Was that a May ulti? I heard there the bongo did go down. Shadow Z on the barrage now. Sorry, that's JRV 26. Gonna be looking to make something happen here. He gets the space, but he's taking a lot of damage. Shadows gonna have to keep
Res on Sully.
alive. The Mercy for Sully. Yeah, here's Res. Here's the rocket barrage. He finds one. Can he find any more? Yes, he can. Slick on the left-hand side, taken down just before the kinetic grasp could come into effect there. Oh my god, the huge hold JRV with the perfect follow-up. Oh my god, what a beautiful direct on the escaping Zavania. Poggi Woggi here, pushing on.
I was actually going to criticize Sully a bit earlier of not calling out his health for JRV, but you can see it's definitely not the case. Yeah, very dominant performance from Team Poggi Woggi, and I kind of miss seeing Ocean the Doomfist now.
Oh no, they've committed to the fight, but the point's already capped, and now they're gonna pull back. They committed the sound barrier to that fight, Cloudburst. That's a huge problem.
It's an absolutely monumental issue here. Slick falling now, and oh, this is so difficult for them to reset this one.
Not even the shot. Oh my god, break his legs, the poor boy. That McCree didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, it looks like Team Poggi Woggi are holding them at bay. Is this going to be a 5th map series?
Oh, Shadow Script, I believe he was spotted out. Yes, he was. He has to go now. He's got no choice. The May ulti goes straight onto point here. Can they get the follow-up? No, finds two. That's probably more than tickled to death by the turret, but I think Mango Juice has more than enough power here to take this fight back.
Okay. Mango Juice are not wanting a 5th map. They want to end this here and now.
But they've got a long ass way to go here.
They have a
4.5
way
minutes
to
left
go.
on the clock.
Hello there. Hello.
Oh, this is not going to be easy with any stretch of the imagination. However, they do have both of their frontline ultimates ready to go. Their tanks have a lot of value with them as well. Insane damage output can come from the Orisa Sigma ultimates. But
yeah, they commit. They combo the two tank ults, like you said, Cloud. Was JRV did hit in there, but he was taken down. Nice work from Slick to get 2 kills with his Gravitic Flux here. Gonna be moving forward onto the Orisa and the May. Clean up this team fight. Good efficient work from Mango Juice there.
So I think the most important thing to look at here is the ultimate economy. We saw ultimates coming out, of course, from the side of Mango Juice to clear that one up really quickly, succinctly. They did very well with that. Nice communication. However, throwing out the ultimates like the Rocket Barrage now for Team Poggi Woggi and having to swap, they have the time, but they are going to have to push a lot of fights to try and get the win here.
Yeah, note on this Widowmaker, gonna struggle to get the value. Almost gets Seraphim's warrior there, but not able to do so. Oh no, the poor boy JRV deleted from the game. Note finds the headshot as he comes around the corner. I love Mango on the front line here on this Reinhardt. Shield dropping low, but nice work from Sully. We've seen his shield be really good, and he finds the kill. Not with the cleaving freeze here. Picks up the kill on Stick. Recognizes Note on the high ground, but the sound barrier gonna make that kill impossible. JRV, what are we doing here? not able to get in. And not taken down. Big shatter, huge shatter, but not enough yet to secure any more kills. But it's just Bandit left on point. There's so few friends left. The supercharger goes down and immediately hits the ground as well. Can they follow up here? Can they get any more kills? Mango's doing the damage. What is he swinging at? What is he? Hello?
7 meters. They're almost there.
What did... Okay, Mango's just decided that fight was over and he was gonna suicide himself into the hole. The sound barrier comes up here. Note now, that makes his life so much harder, but he finds the kill on JRB nonetheless. And it looks like, in fact, they're gonna stabilize. You have to look at what Mango Juice just did there and ask a few questions.
No chance.
Okay. Pause is being requested
Oh,
here.
shit, okay.
So, I do feel like Notes Widowmaker was not applying the pressure it needed to. He got a few key picks, but in that fight, it just wasn't quite there. So Team Poggi Woggi were able to pressure a lot. But let's see how this pause fares. 2 minutes left on the clock. Team Poggi Woggi Mango Juice could be the end of the line for Team Poggi Woggi.
Ultimates-wise, no team has a significant advantage. Coalescence almost up on Zavania, but yeah, unfortunately not enough. We'll have to see if they can win this one out here. I think Mangoes did have an issue there, which is why he just yeeted himself off the map there. It looked very odd from my perspective.
I can safely say I didn't even notice it at first. So good spotting there, son. Let's see how they deal with these final pushes.
I'm just watching what Paragon is looking at. So.
Good job, Paragon. Best producer
Good
ever.
job, Paragon. So,
Okay.
note
Sylvania
down.
ready to go on the coalescence, and so is Seraphim. We're gonna see a big battle of beams.
Yeah. Beam warfare. What do they call that? What is it? I don't know. Who cares? Sally here on the high ground on this ball. He's decided he's tired of the static competition. He's gonna make some space, make something happen. Slick comes in though with a ball of his own. He finds 2 with the pile driver and the mines. Make that 3. That's a team fight. Efficiently won. For Mango Juice as the clock ticks down.
I can say swiftly, but not efficiently. They threw 3 ultimates into that one, and Seraphim and JRV are ready to go on theirs. I would not call that efficient in any way. Although Note has the ultimate, Bandit has
God, Note in the backline. In your
and finds one.
Hide your kids. Hide your whatever. 2016 memes or 2014 memes, whatever it is. Note. Securing his team a little bit more
in your
time.
backline.
Exactly. Ooh, Sully. A little bit out of position there, but he's gonna skedaddle his way out of
JRV
it.
has a fantastic position, and he has Death Blossom ready to go. They need to break these shields so JRV can get some value. Although he's just getting jumped on, he needs to make a move.
Yeah, he does, and unfortunately it's too little too late as Note goes down. I think they're gonna have to back up. He's going for the shadow step onto the high ground in the middle there. Nice work, really smart play. Getting on the other side of Note, he gets taken down.
Huge 5 strikes.
Moving towards the point now. Bandit taking so much damage. Does he choose to commit his ulti here? I think he's gonna go for it. No, not quite. Deciding not to commit it here. Oh, what does he choose to go? He's not doing it. There we go. He finally commits his JRV. Now the cleanup is coming. Poggi Woggi, but this is a sound barrier here. I left Mangus. He does have that Earth Shadow. See when he chooses to commit it. I think we'll see him pop it here as soon as he touches the ground. Yes, he does. Oh, nice boop though from Miss Jones. Protects her main tank, but unfortunately, it's not going to be enough. Bandit gets in there, Slick scoops them all off. He's got his ulti as well. Mixing up the order there a little bit, and now it's so hard to get in. Mango Juice, if they win this team fight, win the series. Can they do it? Can Poggi Woggi get back in there? Sully, nothing left. Slick on the
Lucio coming in.
all the difference. Oh my lord. Mango Juice take the series 3-1. 3-1, yeah.
Yeah, 3-1. What an intense series, though. I must say that was ready to go anyway. Down to the wire, right at the end of the King's Row. No completion of the map, which is what we saw in Dorado as well. Actually, both teams just holding each other back non-stop. JRV played so well, I must say, but. Note in your backline. Is that what we're going to be talking about?
Well, either way, it's the end of the line for both of these teams. With that victory, I love Mango Juice secures 3rd place in the Talon Cup. Nobody can take that away from them, but they will not be going any further, unfortunately. The other team, whose name is now escaped me, not able to secure that third place finish, just shy of the mighty Poggi Woggi, of course. So if you like any of these players, you know where to find them. The Kaiser Discord server, probably you can just search them there. Otherwise, the sort of players you're looking out for on teams, we've got we have Jouster, who didn't actually end up playing. So most of these players are on teams, but obvious players to look out for, guys like Note, guys like Shadowscript performing really well. Slick at the end, they really showed his stuff. These are the guys you got to be looking at. And before we go, Cloudburst, who was your man of the match?
Man of the match. Oh man, it was going to be one of the tanks. It really was. And then I saw some plays and I was like, Shadows has to be it. He's just
Yeah.
been so proficient over on the Lucio. But then I was like, hold on. But wait, Note was in the fight as well.
Yeah.
So it was a very difficult one to say because everyone did so much. But I think based off of the way players played, based on a more of a bigger perspective, I just want to give it to JDV. I don't know if I've butchered with the letters there. JRV, sorry,
yeah,
I did
right.
butcher the letters. JRV 26. I just think that he was in such opportune positions so many times where his team gave him space and he didn't throw it away. He didn't lose his shot. He knew where he needed to be. He was able to make something happen with it. And there were so many fights that won off of the back of fantastic ult usage, really good flanks, specific picks. I have to give it to him.
Yeah, 100% agreed. His Doomfist was just absolutely demonic in the backline, ripping them apart, making it so difficult for you to actually do what you want, and just really well played from him. So, like I said, that spells the end here for Poggi Woggi and Mango Juice. Mango Juice securing third place, but we're not done. There's still one more match left. Some would argue the most important match of them all, the grand finals. We will be looking at Team Alpha Alvia Khabuli taking on Toxic Crocs, typified Alvia Khabuli by their two GM level DPSs, like a Luke and I am Condi. Meanwhile, on Toxic Crocs, we've got guys like Toxin Socks, Fluffy, who unfortunately will have to be subbed out because of this team arrangements. Really unfortunate to see that, but
Oh,
few other
I thought Fluffy was playing and Blow was subbing in from in practice.
Oh,
So I think Fluffy will
is
actually
that
be
what's
playing.
happening? Ah, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, cool, awesome. So we will be seeing Fluffy then. I was gonna say that's really disappointing if we weren't gonna see. He gets his team all the way to the finals only to not.
Only to not be in it.
Yeah, so really good for them. That's gonna be an awesome match, and that will be happening in about an hour and 35 minutes at 6 p.m. Don't know who's gonna be joining me for that cast. I know I'll be there. I think Cloud, you might not be there.
It's if someone else is able to make it, they'll be there. But if not, I will 100% be joining you on
Awesome.
the sound waves for everybody's earwaves.
Exactly. So ready your body, ready your mind. That should be a best of seven. That's not been confirmed, so maybe I should keep my mouth shut. But it's gonna be awesome. We will be crowning the winners at 6 p.m. See you guys then.